From which city in the world are you watching this video today? If this story resonates with you, please consider subscribing to support more stories about the unseen sacrifices behind the uniform. The cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean crashed against the shores of Norfolk Naval Base. It was early morning, and fog wrapped the harbor like a gray shroud. The USS Neptune submarine was preparing for a routine dive exercise, while technician Maya Rodriguez quietly completed her equipment checklist. Maya had been serving in the Navy for 8 years, but no one knew her real story. Her personnel file simply read Submarine Systems Technician. She was quiet, disciplined, and always focused on her duties. Her colleagues liked her, but also found her somewhat distant. That morning, like always, she woke early to conduct equipment inspections. She checked oxygen masks, measured pressure gauges, tested underwater communication systems. Every movement was flawless, as if she had been doing this job for years. "Rodriguez," Commander Harris called out. "The submarine dives at VO 800. Complete the final checks." "Yes, sir," Maya replied without looking up. She was focused on her checklist. But inside, she felt a strange uneasiness. There was one thing she had learned in her naval career: trust your instincts. The USS Neptune slowly submerged with 120 crew members aboard. Maya stood in the control room, monitoring the systems. When the submarine reached 30 meters depth, routine communication checks were performed. "Base, this is Neptune. Dive successful, systems normal." But 45 minutes later, everything changed. Maya heard an abnormal sound in the hydrophone system, a slight vibration in the submarine's hull. Others didn't notice, but Maya's trained ear knew what that sound meant. "Commander," she called out. "There's a sonar anomaly." Commander Harris didn't take it seriously. "Rodriguez, you're a technician. Leave sonar matters to us." But Maya was right. 10 minutes later, a terrible explosion sound came. The submarine shook violently, and emergency alarms began blaring. "Contact! Contact!" the sonar operator shouted. "Unknown object, 200 meters away." Commander Harris's face paled. "Status report." "Sir, we've hit a sunken cargo ship. Main tank damaged. We're taking on water." The submarine had lost control, rapidly sinking toward the depths. "Emergency ascent," Harris commanded. "All crew to rescue pods." But the disaster was just beginning. One of the rescue pods malfunctioned, and 6 sailors were trapped in the engine room. Water levels were rising rapidly. "Sir, we can't reach the crew in the engine room," a petty officer reported. "Door is blocked. Water is flooding in." Maya listened to the situation. The submarine had stabilized at 80 meters depth, but the 6 soldiers in the engine room were facing death. "Is the dive team ready?" the commander asked. "Sir, the main diver is on sick leave. Our backup divers are topside. They'll come with the ship, but it will take at least 2 hours. 2 hours is too late," Harris shouted. "Those men have maximum 45 minutes of air in their pocket." Maya felt growing tension with every word she heard. She knew the engine room's location. The map was coming alive in her head. The submarine's internal structure, every corridor, every door. "Sir," Maya said quietly, "I can go." Commander Harris looked at her as if noticing her for the first time. "What did you say?" "I can go to the engine room. I have diving certification." Harris laughed, but his laugh was bitter. "Rodriguez, you're a technician. This job is dangerous even for experienced divers. 80 meters depth, confined spaces, underwater navigation. You're just basic certified." Maya didn't answer. She quietly walked to her locker and pulled out a black bag from among her personal belongings. When she opened the bag, everyone's eyes widened. Inside was professional underwater rescue equipment, special mask, advanced oxygen system, underwater cutting tools, navigation devices. These weren't things an ordinary technician could possess. "Where did you learn these?" Harris asked in amazement. Maya spoke quietly while taking out the equipment. "Sir, some things stay in the past, but if these men die, I die with them." She pulled out a file from behind her locker. Old, yellowed, with a classified stamp. When Harris opened the file, his breath caught. Maya Rodriguez, Navy SEAL Underwater Rescue Specialist. Classified operations, Afghanistan, Somalia, Persian Gulf. Maya continued talking while putting on her diving suit. In 2015, there was a submarine accident in the Persian Gulf. Rescue was impossible, because the submarine had flipped over. Harris found that operation in the file. Operation Deep Rescue. "You were that legendary operation?" "I rescued 12 soldiers, single-handedly in 8 hours. I had to surface 3 times, but I saved them all." Maya put on her mask. "Sir, now 6 of our men are dying. We don't have time to argue." Commander Harris looked at Maya. There was a determination in the woman's eyes that he hadn't seen before. This was no longer technician Maya. This was ghost diver, the most courageous rescue operator in Navy SEAL history. "All right," Harris said, "but don't go alone. We'll attach a safety line." "No, sir. The line will be an obstacle. I know that area blindfolded." Maya strapped on her underwater cutting tools. "To reach the engine room, I'll exit through the torpedo tube. I'll enter from the submarine's lower section and pass through the emergency shaft. That's suicide. That shaft is flooded." "Sir, I can hold my breath for 40 minutes at 60 meters depth. That's sufficient for this operation." As Maya prepared to enter the torpedo tube, the crew watched silently. None of them had suspected that this quiet technician was actually one of the most courageous operators in naval history. "Rodriguez," Harris said, "if you don't come back, I'll be back, sir, along with our 6 men." The torpedo tube opened, and Maya swam toward the dark waters of the Atlantic. At 80 meters depth, the submarine's hull stretched like a giant shadow. Maya moved underwater as if in her own home. She swam under the submarine, finding the engine room's emergency exit, without even looking at her navigation device. But the door was blocked by wreckage. Metal pieces from the cargo ship had sealed the emergency exit. Maya activated her underwater cutting tool. As she cut through the metal pieces, weak knocking sounds came from inside. The 6 soldiers were still alive, but their time was running out. After 15 minutes, Maya managed to open the emergency exit. When she entered, the engine room was partially flooded. The 6 soldiers had gathered near the ceiling, in the last air pocket. "Who are you?" one asked in amazement. "Rescue team," Maya said. "I'm getting you out of here." "But you're alone. How can you get 6 people?" Maya pulled out emergency oxygen tubes from her underwater rescue equipment. "Each of you has enough oxygen. Follow me. Don't speak." She took the first soldier to the emergency exit. After swimming 30 meters underwater, she got him to the torpedo tube and sent him up. Then the second, the third. When she was taking the 4th soldier, Maya's oxygen began running low. But she didn't stop. She rescued the 5th soldier too. When the last soldier remained, Maya's oxygen was almost gone, but she didn't give up. "Sir, you go. I'll stay here," the last soldier said. "No," Maya said. "Either we all get out together, or none of us do." She grabbed the last soldier under his arm and began swimming toward the emergency exit. But this time it was harder. Her oxygen was gone. Her breathing was constricted. 30 meters, 25 meters, 20 meters. Maya's lungs were burning, but she didn't stop. She got the last soldier to the torpedo tube and sent him up. But Maya had no oxygen left. She couldn't surface. At that moment, a safety line descended from above. Commander Harris had understood Maya's situation and sent a rescue team. When Maya surfaced, the crew greeted her with applause. All 6 soldiers had been saved. Commander Harris approached Maya. "Rodriguez, I apologize. I misjudged you." Maya removed her mask. "Sir, I'm still a technician. I just have some experience." "No," Harris said. "You're much more than that." That day, Navy records noted that technician Maya Rodriguez had rescued 6 soldiers with extraordinary courage. But the real story was buried much deeper. Weeks later, Maya was again quietly conducting equipment checks. But now the crew looked at her with different eyes, with respect, with admiration. One of the young sailors approached. "Maya, were you really a Navy SEAL?" Maya smiled. "The past stays in the past, son. What matters is being here now. But those operations, in Afghanistan, in the Persian Gulf, what matters is this," Maya said in a serious tone. "None of us are strong alone. As a team, protecting each other, we are strong." That night, Maya wrote in her personal journal, "Today I saved 6 lives. Perhaps this was the only meaningful benefit of my past, being able to send these men home." The next morning, Commander Harris called Maya to his office. "Rodriguez, an offer came from the Pentagon. Would you like to return to Special Forces?" Maya thought, "Sir, these kids need me. I'll stay here." "Are you sure? There you'd have rank, money, career. Here I have family, sir." The commander smiled. "I understand, but there's one condition. Sir, you're no longer just a technician. You'll be an underwater rescue instructor. All the sailors on this base will benefit from your experience." Maya accepted, but with one condition: no one would know about the classified operations in her past. Months passed. Maya was teaching underwater rescue techniques to young sailors. She taught them not just technical knowledge, but courage and teamwork. One day, during training, a sailor asked, "Instructor, how do we stay calm in a real emergency?" Maya, holding her underwater mask, answered, "Kids, fear is human, but duty is above fear. When someone needs you, you forget your fear and focus only on them." "Have you ever been scared, instructor?" Maya smiled. "Every time. But what I feared wasn't my own safety. It was the fear of not being able to save someone." That night, looking at the stars on the upper deck, Maya thought about her past. Those nights in Afghanistan, dangerous operations in Somalia, the impossible rescue mission in the Persian Gulf. She had left it all behind. But actually, she had never really left any of it behind. Because those experiences were what gave her the things she could teach these young people today. 2 years later, one of the sailors Maya had trained saved 3 friends in a real emergency. The operation report included these lines: "Thanks to what Instructor Rodriguez taught, the crew made the right decisions, and lives were saved." When Maya read that report, her eyes filled with tears. She had reached her true purpose. All the wars in her past, all the risks, all the sacrifices had gained meaning for this. When Commander Harris retired, he told Maya, "Rodriguez, we took you as a technician, but you were actually our teacher. This base is safer because of you." Maya just smiled. "Sir, we're always a team. I'm just one of the parts." Today, young sailors at Norfolk Naval Base still tell Maya's stories, but only a few people know her real identity. Because for Maya Rodriguez, the greatest success isn't that no one knows her heroism, but that what she teaches saves other people's lives. She still works as a quiet technician, still checks equipment, writes her reports. But now everyone knows that when necessary, Maya Rodriguez can make the impossible happen and bring everyone home. And that small tattoo on her neck, the trident symbol that only very careful observers notice, still remains there, as the secret sign of the Navy SEALs. Thank you for watching this video to the end. From which city are you watching?
Let us know in the comments, and if you believe stories like these should be heard by more people, don't forget to subscribe. Your support enables us to continue this mission. We are truly grateful.